You know that if you want to achieve anything, you have to be consistent. If you want a good body, you have to go to the gym consistently. If you want to learn a new skill, you have to practice that new skill consistently. If you want to build a business, you have to work on that business consistently. You have to be consistent to achieve success. But consistency is not easy at all. It is so hard to be consistent when it comes to anything. But not for me, because I've mastered consistency, and I'm here to help you master it too. I've read 763 days in a row, and I'm still reading every single day. There used to be a time where I literally could not read every single day, but now I read every single day because I mastered consistency. I used to never be able to work out every single day. Well, I've worked out 800 plus days since I learned how to master consistency. It is July 24th, and I've already walked and ran a combination of 788.90 miles. I went from somebody who struggled to work out for more than 2 days in a row to a person who's worked out 845 days in a row. And lastly, I write every single day. I have written 828 days in a row. I have filled up notebooks by hand. I have blogs up and down on Notion, on notes. I fill up tiny notebooks by hand, diaries, journals. I am a writer. And I remember back when I could not be consistent when it came to writing. I struggled. It was the hardest thing. I could write for like a week straight, but then I'd take months off and then come back to it. Well, that's all changed. After I learned how to master consistency, I've written 828 days in a row. If that's not enough to prove to you that I know how to be consistent, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. But if you believe me, then stick with this video because I'm going to show you how you can do the same thing too. And it is not hard at all. The first concept I need you to understand is that you're trying to be consistent for days. Not for progress, for days. What does aiming for days mean when it comes to consistency? Exactly how it sounds. You're aiming to be consistent every single day. You're not focused on the progress. You just want to do something every day. So let's say you want to be healthy, you want to work out more. Well, you could tell yourself, okay, I just want to do one push-up every day. One push-up. That means you worked out. You did one push-up. Good. Do that one push-up again tomorrow. And then tomorrow. And then tomorrow. And just keep doing that one push-up. The same thing applies to learning a skill. For me, when I want to start writing more and just improving that skill, normally I would tell myself, okay, I need to write for as much as I can and just be on it, and I want to see that I'm making a book and see progress, all that stuff. But the minute I switched from thinking about progress to thinking about days I spent writing, that all changed. Instead of saying I need to write this much, I told myself just write one word. When it comes to anything I've done, I've always approached it with the mindset of I just want to do the bare minimum to say I've done it. Now, of course, if you only read one sentence, did one push-up, or wrote one word, you wouldn't get anywhere, so what's the point of doing that? Well, here's the thing. You're never going to just do one thing once you get started. Getting started is the hardest part. But once you start, you're just going to feel like, I might as well do a little more. You get into the flow. The bare minimum is just a way to get you going when you have no motivation. The one thing that holds everybody back from being consistent is the fact that they cannot get past that stage of continuing to show up for that thing once motivation has gone. When you aim for consistency in days, you allow yourself to lower that bar. So now instead of saying, okay, I have to work out, I have to go to the gym, I don't feel like it, but I have to go to the gym and get on the treadmill, that's something you're aiming for progress. When you're aiming for days, you can say, okay, I have to work out, I'm going to do one push-up, and I'm good. Good. And you do one push-up, and you're good. But of course, once you get down doing that push-up, you're going to do more. And this is something I banked on, especially in the beginning. I'm going to show you screenshots or like a little video sliding through of when I first started a few of my habits. And you're going to see in the beginning, it was very low numbers. There were many times where I just did not want to do it at all. I had no motivation. But because I told myself, I only have to do one push-up, I only have to write one word, I only have to read one page, it was easy for me to just get up and get started. And every time I got started, I did a little bit more than when I told myself I was going to do. Now, as the days continued piling on, I kept doing the small, bare minimum things, I naturally started to do more. Now that's when the progress started kicking in. And it took a while, but once it became easy to show up every single day, then progress kicked in. That's the one thing I feel most people don't mention when it comes to consistency. It's not about the progress in the beginning, it's about the days. For anything you want to do, just give yourself the easiest way to get it done. Every single day. and you will naturally start to do more. And the second thing I want you to do when it comes to consistency for days is track yourself. You notice how I have trackers for every habit I'm doing? There's some habits I don't need to track, but for most of my habits, or most of the things that I want to do, I have trackers for it. And you can track yourself in a ton of ways. I can go really into detail about how to track yourself, but for the sake of not making this video too long, I won't do that. If you want a video where I explain how to track yourself, let me know in the comments and I would definitely do that. But you just want to make sure you track every habit you did. Now, going back to when I first started reading, first started writing, first started working out, I tracked even the smallest things I did. The thing is that once I started tracking it, I started adding them up and seeing that the small things actually made a big impact at the end of the month when I saw all the words I've written, all the push-ups I did, all the pages I read. There's a lot of benefits to tracking yourself, and I could get into that as well, but again, don't want to make this video too long. So the biggest benefit when it comes to consistency is that as your days start increasing, you are not going to want to break that streak. It's like a Snapchat streak. When you have with a friend and you don't want to lose that streak, so you just show up, do something to keep it going. Well, when you get into those high days, if you get to like day 20 and you have not broken that streak, you are not going to want to break it. And you will do whatever it takes to keep it going. And I am a example of that because I am in the 700s. If I lose this streak by taking one day off, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. I'm going to break. And that's what keeps me going every single day. Even when I'm tired, even when I could give myself an excuse, I do that thing that I told myself I want to do every day, that I want to be consistent in every day. Now, the beautiful thing about aiming for days instead of progress when it comes to consistency is that I can still default back to bare minimum. Even after writing for like 800 days straight, I still have my moods where I don't want to write. I don't have the motivation. Discipline is not working for me. But you want to know what? Because the bar of writing is so low, well, I tell myself, if I just write one word, I'll still be good. I still get myself up to write. And I always write more than just one word. So that's what makes aiming for your days, being consistent in your days and not in progress, that's what makes it so powerful. If you can do those two things, which is aiming for consistency in your days and not in progress, which allows you to lower the bar of completion, and tracking yourself, holding yourself accountable, you will be consistent in any single thing. Because once you aim for days, the bar for getting that thing done lowers drastically. That even on the days you do not want to do any single thing, you will still show up for that one thing you want to be consistent in. And that has worked for me for 800 days and still counting. It will work for you. Now take action, stay consistent, make goals happen. I will see you later.